Today I'm going to show you how to make beautiful, natural homemade candles. They're simple, eco-friendly, and perfect for gifting or brightening your own home. We'll be using plant-based wax, fragrance, and basic kitchen items, so you don't need to get fancy equipment to get started. Making homemade candles is incredibly easy and fun. You also get to choose the type of wax you want to use, the fragrance, and you can make these in an afternoon in your kitchen. I'm set up here in my dining room. I've made these beautiful holiday candles that are made with a natural wax, and these are really quality handmade gifts that you can give to your loved ones, or you could even start making these as a business. So I'm going to take you through how to make homemade candles using these canning jars, so mason jars or Kilner jars. And if you would like a full printout of all of the instructions, as well as a list to where you can get all of the ingredients, equipment, materials, you can head over to the link on the screen. It's also down in the video text description. You don't need very much to make homemade candles. It's really inexpensive when you consider the cost of actually buying them. So let's get to how to make homemade candles. For this homemade candle project, you'll need a few materials and some common kitchen items. They include 4 cups of soy wax or another plant-based candle wax, 3 half-pint canning jars. These are thick glass jars such as mason jars or Kilner jars. 3 pre-tabbed wicks. Now, wicks come in different sizes and not all are suitable for plant-based wax or this particular candle diameter. I'm using Wido VRL 22 wicks, but you could also use Eco 12 or LX 16 or 18. I'm also using 10 teaspoons of Christmas fragrance oil. This is specifically for candles and completely optional. You can make unscented candles if you'd like. The rest of the materials and links to the ingredients are in the video description and on lovelygreens.com. The first thing you want to do is prepare your workspace and the containers. Cover your work surface with greaseproof paper or newspaper to catch any drops, or work on a surface that you don't mind getting a bit messy. Then place your jars or containers out and have everything ready. Stick the metal tab of each wick to the bottom center of the jar using a hot glue gun or wick stickers. Then use chopsticks or a pencil or popsicle stick to hold the wick upright and centered. Measure the amount of wax you need, ideally using a kitchen scale. If you're making multiple candles, portion out enough wax for all. If you plan to scent your candles, measure the fragrance oil separately into either a glass or ceramic dish. Next, you're going to want to set up your double boiler. Fill the bottom pan with some water and bring it to a gentle boil. Then place the pan with the wax on top. Don't let water get into the wax and stir until it's completely melted and clear. Once the wax is fully melted and clear, remove it from the heat. Let the wax cool slightly. For many plant-based waxes, adding fragrance at about 180 to 185 Fahrenheit works really well. Then stir the fragrance in thoroughly. Allow the wax to cool a little to about 135 to 145, or follow the temperature recommendations of the wax you use. Then carefully pour the wax into your prepared containers. Here's a pro tip. Only fill them about 85 to 90% full. This gives room for a second pour later on, which will smooth out the surface. Next, let the candles cool and harden completely at room temperature. This might take several hours or even overnight. Once solid, remelt any of the leftover wax to the same 135 to 145 Fahrenheit range and pour a thin layer on top to fill the containers fully. This will cover any imperfections and gives a smooth, professional finish. After the wax has fully set, remove your chopsticks or whatever you use to hold the wick and trim the wick to about 1/4 inch above the wax surface. For best scent throw, allow your candles to cure for a couple of days before burning them, or ideally up to 2 weeks if you're not in a rush. And if you're gifting them, add a ribbon, label, or dried fruit and spices. Just make sure to pass on the message that it's best to remove any decorations before lighting them. And finally, here's some tips if you want to get great results with your homemade candles. Use plant-based wax for easier melting and cleaner burning. Make sure that your wicks are appropriate for the diameter of your container. If they're too small, you can get tunneling, too big, and it could burn too hot or unevenly. Use the double pour technique to get a smooth surface and professional looking candles. Always check the recommended fragrance oil load and temperature guidelines from the manufacturers of the wax and the fragrance. This is especially important if you change this recipe. And if you are decorating candles for gifts, choose natural decorations. And if they are flammable, keep them below the rim and also remind users to remove them before lighting them. Now, wasn't that fun? And if you've never made candles before, you might have been amazed at just how easy it is to make them. And they make such quality handmade gifts. But if you do change anything in this project, if you use a different container, you use different wax, different wicks, different fragrance, things might not come out exactly as I have shown. So making candles is easy, but you do have to pay attention to the details, especially if you change anything about this project. But if you do want to use a different wax, you do want to use different containers, that's all right. And I will give you more information on making those adjustments in my guide to making natural wax candles. It's on my website. There's a link down in the video text description. I'll put it up on the screen as well. And it will basically take you through what you need to know about making candles so that any alterations that you may make will be fine. So head over and read that. You might want to read it anyway. I hope that you've enjoyed this project. And if you grow rosemary or other evergreen foliage in the garden, you could use a bit of that as a natural decoration. It will dry out before the holidays. And then give them as gifts. Or maybe even consider making these as a business if you like it that much. Thank you so much for watching. If you've got any questions or comments, of course, leave me a comment down below. And if you have any more handmade makes and crafts on the agenda for this month, let me know about them too. I'd love to hear what you're making. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.